Hey there, teacher friends. I'm Charlotte with Colorful Teaching for You, and today we're going to look at 5 time management tips so that we can eliminate or alleviate some of your stress. And if you're a teacher or a homeschooling parent, I know you've got a lot on your plate because you have to be able to balance your long-term teaching goals along with the short-term immediate needs of your students, your parents, and also all the influx of paperwork and administrative tasks that are coming your way. So I know that you've got this. We're just going to add some little tweaks in there so that we can make sure that you have some time to have a life beyond the classroom or beyond, say, homeschooling. All right. Now, today's episode is sponsored by my Colorful Teaching Club, and where we are going to take topics like this or actionable steps that we're going to be talking about and really breaking it down into bite-sized pieces so that you gain momentum and you see success right away. But I don't want to keep you, and I want to make sure that you get the most out of today. So let's get going right into our actionable steps. Now, before we continue, I want to make sure you realize that if you don't really focus on time management, one of the things that's going to end up happening is you're going to start to see a blend between your personal and your professional life. And if you are not careful, you won't have a personal life. And that's when, at first it's okay, because when I was first teaching, it was great. And it starts to eat away at you after a while and you start to burn out. So I hope you implement at least one of these steps, if not all of them. All right, so we're going to get started. The first one is to prioritize. And what I mean by that is, in the morning, what I want you to do first thing when you get into work is to take a big pen, a red pen if you have, or it's because you can actually see a red pen, and write down just 3 things in order of importance. Number 1 being the most important, number 3 being the least important, and write down what needs to be accomplished if it's on your day plan. And if it's not, somewhere on the side, I'd love for you to write down those 3 tasks that need to be completed. You can get started right away. All right. If you have 4 or 5 and you don't get to 4 or 5, that's okay. But I'd like you to at least get through the first 3 and cross them off that list. That's the first thing. The second part of prioritize is also looking at when you are giving students assignments or tasks, what needs to be graded or does it need to be graded? Okay. So first of all, is that task something that you need to take a look at? Can a student help you look at it? In other words, can they exchange papers and can they mark their own? Does it need to be where you actually sit and assign a grade, or can you just look it over to make sure that your kids are doing a good enough job and you keep on going? So look at that so that you're not having to mark every single paper. Prioritize what needs to be marked. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2 is parent hours. So what I want you to do at this point is set some time where you can meet parents who need to set appointments with you. Okay, so if you are available, say on Monday from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, that's your office hours for the parents. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, for example. That's it. So if a parent needs to see you on Tuesday, unless it's urgent and they can't make it this week or next week, then you can probably set that time. But otherwise, they need to stick to those times, and you can email them and let them know these are your times, because you don't want to be sitting in school for the rest of your life, meeting parents, meeting students, doing work all day long and never having a life. Make sense? The third step is student hours. This is more important for if you are in high school or intermediate children, because they will come in and out of your classroom if they need support. For the younger ones, it's also important because if they're missing assignments or if they are sick for whatever reason, then you're running in fight or flight all the time because you're having to sit down every single student. Instead, set times aside that they can meet with you so that you can then catch up whoever you need to at those times, so that you can move into step number 4, which is work time. This time needs to be uninterrupted, from parent meetings, from student questions or assignments that they need help with. So that work time is sacred, just so you can get your work done, and then you can go home and enjoy your life. Make sense? Now, the only time this should be interrupted is if it's urgent or if there's an administrative thing that needs to happen. Make sense? Now, the last part is to create a plan. And I want you to create a very detailed plan of what you're going to be teaching, hopefully for the week, what you are going to be doing during your prep time and some self-care time. So I actually go into a lot of detail about this in my free masterclass, Systematic Plan to Super Passionate. So if you want to join me for that, fabulous. I would love to have you there. If you are unable to join me for that, I also have a lesson planning template that you can take and you can work through. It gives you a step-by-step way of creating your lesson plan as well. But the free masterclass is hands-on and you get all of those templates for free. All right, let's recap really quickly. We talked about the importance of time management. We've also looked at 5 steps. The first step being prioritize. The second is parent hours. The third is student hours. The fourth is your work time. And the fifth is to make sure you create a detailed plan. All right. Now, if you have any questions, I hope you feel free to contact me. In the meantime, remember to create experience and teach from the heart. And I will see you again next week, same place, same time. Take care, my friends. Bye.